Ron Harris here from MuscularDevelopment.com with our coverage of the 2017 Olympia weekend. We're here at the Expo with one of the power couples of the industry, Branch and Trish Warren, all the way here from Texas. We're going to start off with Branch and Trish getting some opinions on the show last night. Now, this is you've been out of the Olympia for a little bit, so you can look at a little different perspective. You know, sitting there in the audience and really scrutinizing. What were your impressions, biggest impressions of the show last night?
I think in the 212 class, I think Flex is in the driver's seat. I think everybody else is going to be fighting for second. In that one, as far as the open class, you know, from what I saw, I think Phil, I think he's in command to get the seventh in a row. Beyond that, you know, Big Rami, I thought he looked really good. He impressed me, and William Bonac, I think, really impressed me. He was, I think, the surprise of the show. You know, even though he did make top 6 last year, I think this year he really stepped it up and made some big improvement, which he needed to make to get up in the top spots and battle for it. I thought, you know, I thought Sean Roden was a little bit off. Dexter, first time I've seen him off since
ever
1930, since like 1950. First time I've seen him off. So he, you know, so I don't know where he's going to end up in the whole thing, but I think it's Phil's to lose.
Okay. Trish, you got a good eye for physiques, being with this guy for so long. I want to ask you, a lot of people think Rami might pull this off. Do you think he has a chance?
You know what? I will say this is probably the best we've seen him. He's huge, he's conditioned, he's dialed in. That's one of the things that in the past we haven't seen him come in as conditioned as he could, and we always said that, man, if he just nails it, he walks away with it. But I will say this, Phil looks great. William, incredible. What I like about William's physique is you can tell, like when Branch would walk out on stage with that hard, dense, grainy, separated, just everything impressed you. Every move he made, you noticed it. And one thing with William, and he's bringing that. He's bringing that Dorian, that Branch, that grainy, hard look that I love, and you know that the fans and the audience here love. He's separated. He's incredible. He's really impressive, and I'm glad to see that he's up there. And you know, it for me, because I watch Branch and I love his physique and I love his hard training work ethic. I think that's what bodybuilding, you know, I think we kind of get back. Everybody wants to play the size game. Let's get bigger, let's get bigger, let's get bigger. But I think you have to go out there and you have to train to be the best that you are. You can't watch what everybody else is doing, and because then that's when you slip off of your game. Because I think some of these guys, I mean, we see them on social media and they're huge, you know, they're impressive, and you're like, oh my gosh, you know, and then we're trying to chase that. But you know what? Just come in with your training and your diet and be the best that you can be, and that's what William has done, and that's why he stands out like he does, because I'm very impressed with him.
The 212 class getting a little talk too. Flex Lewis, you know, a lot of times he's done this before. He comes in flat Friday, fills up and looks so much better on Saturday. Do you think he's going to do that again and seal 6 down?
100%.
Yeah.
And I think for him to make weight, it's just tough for him to make weight. I think over the years he's gotten so big, you know, that it's really hard for him to make that 212, you know, marker. So I think he almost has to flatten out to make weight, and give him 24 hours of eating. I think he'll come in tonight. He'll seal it.
You guys were obviously very, very high level competitors for a long time. You more so. You've been away from the game for a little bit now because you got so much going on. You know, with your contest promotions, how many events do you guys put on now? Some big events.
So now we have 4 big events. The Minnesota State Championships is in June, and that's in Minneapolis, Minnesota. We have the Branch Warren Classic or Gas Super Show in Houston. Texas Legends is in Dallas. And then
we'll have a show in Chicago, myself and Mel Chansey co-promoting it. So we'll have one in a NPC show and Sports Expo. So we'll have all just like we do in Texas. We'll have, you know, grappling, powerlifting, strongman, CrossFit, all the different events, and so we'll kick that off in September. Actually, it'll be the week after the Olympia, next September.
Wow. Okay, and you also have a 5-year-old Faith at home, right? So does she keep you guys pretty busy?
Yeah, she's awesome. She started kindergarten, and so, you know, we're trying to keep her on the schedule with that, and gymnastics and soccer, and she's just a little rock star. So, pretty impressed.
Of course, I have to put you on the spot because I have to. You know, everyone wants to know, will Branch ever come back? With all this going on, you know, you got Black Skull, you got your contest process, you got a daughter now. I mean, and do you weigh this in your head? Like, would it be worth it? Would I want to do this? Do you still have that fire to come back, or you think you did everything you wanted to do?
You know, that's we were talking about this last night, actually. You know, I got here, and you think you're good with it, you know, then you get here and you start seeing everybody, and you know, there's still part of me that wants to get up there and battle it out, you know. You know, when I stepped away year before last, I stepped out on my terms, and I was still winning shows, still top 5 in the world, and that's how I wanted to go out. I want to step away on my terms and not hang around too long and get forced out, you know. Do I still think I could be competitive? Absolutely, I think I could, you know. But I won everything in the world except for this one. I got close to this. I just didn't get it done.
Well, a lot of guys do it for the fans. They come back. I mean, you have so many fans all over the world. I'm sure they hit you up constantly. Branch, when are you coming back? When are you competing? I mean, do you feel like if you ever did it again, it would really be more so for the fans, more so than your own satisfaction?
Yeah, that's what I was saying last night. If I did it, I did it for my fans. You know, for yesterday, all day yesterday and today, the most asked question, when are you coming back? When are you coming back? And
of course.
you know, so then being here at the show and everything, so we talked about it last night. I haven't made any official announcement that I was done.
Right.
You know, I just said I'm stepping away for a little bit, and so the door is still open. So it just.
Trish Warren, same question, because you had an amazing career in fitness, and you briefly transitioned over to women's physique and did very well right away at that, and you were gone before we even knew you were in it, basically, because, you know, busy being a mom and so forth. What is your plan, or do you have a plan?
You know, I loved women's physique when it first started. I kind of fell in love with the fact that it's a little bit more muscular, a little leaner, but not to that women's bodybuilding level of leanness and conditioning. And so, you know, for me, it was a challenge. I've never seen my body that look like that and that incredible, and it was fun. I loved to perform, and the crowd loved it. But I don't know. I watch it now, and the girls are bigger, and they're leaner, and they're harder. And am I willing to? I mean, being as busy as I am, to come in to that level of conditioning and that much bigger, because it seems like it's just getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And so, you know, I love that category. I think it's a beautiful category. I really do. I just don't know that, I mean, for me, what it would take to really get down that lean, is it worth it? So, I don't know.
Not looking very encouraging for the Trish Warren fans out there for a comeback, but the Branch Warren fans, you guys can still maintain some hope. It might happen. I bet it happens. And I've been around a long time. I've seen guys gone for years and years make awesome comebacks. And you know it'd be an awesome story if it happened, especially the longer you wait.
We know, man. Johnny, this was his last one.
Yeah.
You know, we've been training together since 2001. Right. And, you know, so he talked to me early in the year, and he's like, hey, man, he said, let's train together. You're going to train with me for the Olympia? I said, absolutely. So I gained back probably 10 or 12 pounds just training with him the past few months, getting ready for this show. So, man, I still got it, man. I'm still,
Obviously.
I can still get down in the gym. And then you start thinking, you know, like, man, maybe I should do one more, you know. And if I did another Olympia, I'd probably say that would be it, you know. I'd make it. I would know. And like I told her the other night, I was like, you know, I didn't have that show where I was training and said, hey, this is it, you know. And because knowing me, if I was getting ready for knowing this was the last one, I'm gonna reach down.
It'll be game on.
I'm gonna reach down deep inside and pull some shit out that I never did before. So
I have no doubt. And I bet it's going to happen, and I can't wait for it to happen. I want to say thank you to the Warrens for taking the time. We got a little line of people that have been holding up to talk to them, so I appreciate it, guys, very much. For MuscularDevelopment.com, Ron Harris.